In the serene and timeless mountains of Japan, there lay a village, cradled in the arms of ancient trees and whispering winds. This village, known as Hinoda, was home to a renowned Zen master named Jiro. His wisdom was sought by many, from near and far, who came to learn the art of living a life in harmony with oneself and others. Master Jiro's teachings were simple yet profound, and his presence exuded a peace that seemed to emanate from the very earth he walked upon. However, despite his calm demeanor and the respect he garnered, there was one villager who refused to acknowledge his wisdom, Haru, a proud and stubborn samurai. Haru was known throughout the region for his unmatched skill with the sword and his fierce pride. He believed that respect was earned through power and feared through strength. To him, the gentle ways of Master Jiro seemed weak and foolish. Haru often mocked the master openly, scoffing at his teachings and belittling his followers. One crisp autumn day, as the leaves turned golden and began to fall, Haru decided it was time to confront Master Jiro directly. He could no longer tolerate the admiration and respect given to someone he deemed unworthy. With his hand resting on the hilt of his katana, Haru approached the master's humble dwelling. It was a simple structure, made of wood and paper, nestled among towering bamboo that swayed gently in the breeze. Master Jiro was seated outside sipping tea and gazing at the mountains. "Master Jiro," Haru called out, his voice sharp and commanding, "I have come to challenge you." Master Jiro looked up, his eyes calm and welcoming. "Ah, Haru, please join me for some tea." Haru frowned, his brows knitting together in irritation. "I did not come here for tea. I came to prove that you are unworthy of the respect you receive. You hide behind your words of peace and tranquility, but respect is earned through power." Master Jiro nodded slowly, setting down his cup. "Very well, Haru. If you wish to challenge me, I will not refuse. But first, let us walk together. There is something I wish to show you." Though impatient, Haru agreed, curious to see what the master intended. Together, they walked through the forest, the leaves crunching under their feet, until they reached a grove of bamboo. "Observe the bamboo, Haru," Master Jiro said, gesturing to the tall, slender plants. "They stand tall and resilient, swaying with the wind, yet never breaking. They bend, but do not yield." Haru scowled, unimpressed. "What does this have to do with our challenge?" "Everything," replied the master. "You see, the bamboo teaches us a valuable lesson. In its flexibility lies its strength. It does not resist the wind, but moves with it, and thus it remains unbroken. You, Haru, are like a rigid tree, proud and unyielding, but in a storm the tree will break while the bamboo will still stand." Haru's eyes narrowed, but he said nothing, pondering the master's words. "Now," Master Jiro continued, "if you still wish to challenge me, let us do so here." Haru unsheathed his katana, the blade gleaming in the dappled sunlight. "Prepare yourself, Master Jiro." To Haru's surprise, Master Jiro did not draw a weapon. Instead, he stood before him, calm and unarmed. "Strike me if you believe it will prove your point," he said softly. Haru hesitated, taken aback by the master's lack of defense. "I will not strike an unarmed man," he growled. "Then you have already shown respect," Master Jiro replied with a gentle smile. "You see, Haru, respect is not something that can be demanded or forced. It is given freely, earned through understanding and compassion." Conflicted and frustrated, Haru sheathed his sword. "You speak in riddles, old man. How can someone like you earn respect without power?" "True power," Master Jiro said, "lies not in domination but in understanding. It is the ability to remain peaceful in the face of conflict, to bend like the bamboo rather than break like the rigid tree. When you can do this, no one will disrespect you, for you have nothing to prove and nothing to defend." Haru was silent, his mind a tumult of thoughts. He could not easily dismiss the master's words, but neither could he fully accept them. Bowing stiffly, he turned and walked away, leaving Master Jiro in the tranquil grove. Days turned into weeks, and Haru could not shake the master's words from his mind. He began to observe the villagers. noting how they interacted with Master Jiro and with each other. He saw the respect they showed, not out of fear or obligation, but out of genuine admiration and love. One day, while training alone in the forest, Haru encountered a wild boar, aggressive and threatening. Despite his skill, Haru found himself struggling against the creature's brute strength. In that moment, he remembered the master's lesson about the bamboo. Instead of fighting force with force, he began to move more fluidly, avoiding the boar's charges rather than meeting them head-on. Eventually, the boar, exhausted and confused, retreated back into the woods. Breathless, Haru realized the truth in Master Jiro's teachings. By remaining flexible and calm, he had overcome the threat without unnecessary violence. He returned to the village, his mind clearer and his heart lighter. Approaching Master Jiro once more, Haru bowed deeply. "Master, I wish to learn your ways." Master Jiro smiled warmly. "Welcome, Haru. The first step to wisdom is the willingness to learn." Under Master Jiro's guidance, Haru began to understand the true meaning of strength and respect. He learned to meditate, to find peace within himself, and to treat others with kindness and understanding. Gradually, the villagers saw the change in him and began to show him the respect he had always sought. Years passed, and Haru became a respected elder in the village, known for his wisdom and compassion. He taught others the lessons he had learned, spreading Master Jiro's teachings far and wide. The once proud and rigid samurai had become like the bamboo, strong yet flexible, earning respect through his actions and his heart. Master Jiro, now older and frailer, watched with pride as his former challenger blossomed into a true master in his own right. He knew that the village of Hinode was in good hands, guided by the wisdom of a man who had learned the most important lesson of all, to be like the bamboo, unyielding in spirit, yet flexible in action, and to earn respect not through power but through understanding. And so, the legacy of Master Jiro and his teachings lived on, a testament to the enduring strength of humility and compassion. In the heart of the mountains, where the bamboo swayed gently in the wind, the village of Hinode thrived, a place where respect was given freely, and no one was disrespected, for they had all learned the art of bending without breaking.